not just today, but in other spaces over a period of time. We can only hope that there will be positive news and there will be white smoke. Abemus Papam. Senior
Asante. Asante sana. Asante sana. Asante. Today you are allowing me to continue with the protocols of the mask due to reasons only known to myself. The Right Honorable Prime Minister and the Azimio Coalition flag bearer, Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga. All the distinguished men and women, ladies and gentlemen in this tent and members of the press, I'm here to confirm that from now onwards, NARC Kenya and I are supporting the Azimio presidential candidate, Raila Odinga. And this is without any equivocation. I have said time and again, and NARC Kenya believes in this, that as we move forward, we must look for leaders who have a demonstrated track record of being selfless, of putting the interests of the nation above theirs. People who can fulfill promises, because it's easy to make promises during campaign. But we know that without integrity in leadership, without safeguarding public resources, all those promises will amount to nothing. While acknowledging that no side has only saints, all sides have people who may have looted in the past, all sides have people who do not believe in the rule of law, and all sides have good people. I've been looking keenly and have been able, without much struggle, to identify a critical mass of good people within the Azimio coalition. And that is needed to steer the nation in the right direction. I have been in the trenches with the Azimio presidential flag bearer, Comrade Raila Amolo Odinga. At this stage, because that is a struggle language, I will not use Baba, I will say comrade. We've been in the trenches together. We've come a long way in the struggle and fight for liberation in this country, the second liberation, fight for the constitution. And when we have had disagreements, we've been able to lay them on the table, overcome them in the interest of the people of Kenya. We are convinced that we'll be able to forge forward in the best interest of the people of Kenya, putting always the interests of Kenya ahead of any other partisan or personal interests. That is the commitment we are making to Kenyans today. And as we make this journey in Azimio together with others, I'm sure we will have many more times of briefing the nation and our of where we are in this journey. So from now on, I am committed, and NARC Kenya is committed, to popularize the Azimio presidential flag bearer, Comrade Raila Odinga, and his 10-point agenda, which, as my Secretary General has said, is part of the social justice ideals that we stand for. I want to thank you and invite my brother and comrade, to also say a few words.
Hello. Comrade, Madam Mother Karua, other fellow comrades I see in the crowd here, ladies and gentlemen, hamjambo. Hamjambo tena. This is a very, very proud and pleasant occasion. First, I had a quick occasion to sit down with my comrade and sister, Mother Karua, before we came here. We had one-on-one, just the two of us, which was very valuable. And in that period of time, we took the journey down the memory lane and looked at where we've come from as a people and as a country and where we are. There are not very many people around with whom I can share that kind of experience. She is one of them. And we've agreed that the time has come again for us to come together. The Secretary General talked about river first branching and converging. I wanted to tell him that he really are talking about Nile in Cairo. River Nile in Cairo. River Nile in Cairo splits just before, now it is now in the middle of Cairo. And then it forms a land. It's called the Zamalek Island, where I used to live. And then it converges again to move towards Mediterranean Sea. But I've been saying just like the march of the Nile is unstoppable. When it starts that long journey from the Ginger, the river Elton, from the Ethiopian mountains to the Mediterranean Sea, the movement of the people of Kenya to liberate this country is still unstoppable. I've been saying lately that we're in the process of a third liberation. That there's the first liberation which brought independence to this country. The second liberation which gave us a new constitution. And now the third liberation is what I call the economic liberation of our country. Just like those first two were processes. See, the first liberation was a process. It took a long time. You will recall, for example, the times of Koitalel, the days of Hariduku, and people will not know why we call that street the Hariduku street, or down there. How many people were shot and killed there in 1922? From that time, Kenyans were struggling from 1922 all the way up to 1963, when we got independence. And thereafter, then started the second liberation. You'll see the 60s, the amendment to the Constitution. Then the 70s, all the struggles. And the 80s. And then the 90s. The millennium generation today we have today don't know about this. It's not their mistake, because these things are not taught in history books. But the second liberation was itself just as intense in terms of human suffering around. Some of you may not have heard about somebody called Pio Gama Pinto. He was shot and was carrying his child to school just around there in Westland and killed. Somebody was arrested, in prison for 38 years for no reason at all. When he came out of prison, he went all the way to Parkland's grave to go and tell Pinto's grave that I did not kill you. There are several others. Not far away from where you're standing here is Nyayo House, the infamous Nyayo House. People have been thrown from the 23rd story there onto the street, and then they say they committed suicide. But none of you have had the occasion to go to the dungeons in Nyayo House and see. And if you are told that somebody spent 90 days there, you will sympathize with him. So we were together at that time. I remember, for example, one time when I was being escorted by the lawyers, Martha marshaled them from Ajip House. And we marched, James Orengo, Kitobu Manyara, Paul Mite, Edith Kauma Musili, the Chief Justice today, another Martha. And we were walking on foot. They were escorting me because they were looking for me all over the place. So I said, the lawyers, let me say, Shamala was there also, John Hamenwa. And we marched from Ajip House with the media to Central Police Station here. And then I went to report that you are looking for me, I've come. Then after that they said they did not look for me. Because it's an excuse, because they wanted to come to arrest me at home at night. And they went home at night, they didn't find me. I was taken into hiding. And eventually I managed to slip out and find my way to Norway. So Martha Karua here has paid a heavy price in the struggle for second liberation of this country. She stood very firm at the time when very few people dared. She was one of those very few people who were able to come, stand up and tell the truth to the system. And was able to give legal service gratis, pro bono, because so many of our people were being arrested here and there all the times, and we didn't have the money to pay. So when we formed Ford, she was first with us, Ford, then Ford Asili, Ford Kenya, eventually she ended up in the DP, and became one of the first women who were elected in parliament at that time. The DP ticket. And we were together throughout that period of time. And second period, after we formed NAC, we went through all that today with Martha. And the pros and cons, the hills and the valleys and the mountains that we had to climb. But we are here, we will agree that there's still a lot to be done for us to achieve what the people of Kenya desire, which is the Kenyan dream, as coined by the founding fathers of our nation. And we agreed that the time has come again for us to come together. This final phase here. She's now a general in the struggle. She wears scars of the struggle. Okay? And she wears it proudly. As a proud Kenyan. We said we are marching on until we reach that mountain top to go and plant the flag of liberation on top. And remember, all those who did not make it there that time. So I feel very proud this afternoon to receive Martha here, this side, the divide. I don't think that he had any other choice. Because the difference between this side and the other side is like day and night. Black or white. Huh? You see, here you have people here, there's some other people who may have been the other side, but they have come here. But the more of the people who are together in the struggle at this side, I don't think there's any of them on the other side. That other side, you find people who are all the times defending the system that we are fighting, the ancient regime. Those are the other ones here. The apologies to the revolution. But the revolutionaries are this side. And we want to march together. She is going to get a number. Which she will get a number to play. Okay? Sasa ile ambayo mpira itaanza utasikia. Mpira ni ati SK mpatie makao. Makao na mpira. Na mpira. Mpatie ratio. Ratio na mpira. Na mpira. Anafuatia Esther. Esther anafuatia Gladys. Gladys anafuatia Martha. Martha na mpira. Anaenda na mpira. So, if you now allow me, I will now want to put this crown on top of Martha to welcome to the Azimio
The ladies only first, then just your mama will follow. Let's appreciate. appreciate the members of Azimio board, the spokesperson Professor Makau Mutua, chair of the board Derito Moreidi, governor. Asante, tunaomba baada ya hiyo picha tutafunga rasmi. Baada ya hiyo picha ninaomba sote tusimame sasa tufunge rasmi kwa wimbo wa taifa, na nitaomba wakati huo principal wawili wasalie, wengine mtupe nafasi kidogo. Ukiwa na kofia isiyo rasmi ni kuombe uivue, tusimame wima kwa wimbo wa taifa. Niombe tusalie kwa viti vyetu tunapomruhusu kinara wetu mpendwa kuondoka bila mushkil wala bugdha. Asante. Niombe